Let us tell you the story of Mona Lisa. If you have spent some years of your life in Assam or Meghalya, chances are you would have heard of this Khasi maiden. You'd know she's beautiful and that she strums a guitar. Mona Lisa from Shillong, who captures the heart of an Assamese youth and the imagination of successive generations. Mona Lisa, immortalized by Dr. Bhupen Hazarika in his much-loved song, Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh.
Besides being the highly acclaimed singer, composer and lyricist, Dr. Bhupen Hazarika was in addition a chronicler of the life and times of the common man. He was also a balladeer and a person who through his lyrics, music and stage presentations documented the changes that were happening at a fast pace not just in the valleys and plains of Assam but also in the hills of India's northeast.
Through it all, his has always been the voice of moderation and reason, advocating the humanist's way, even though many of his songs deal with chapters in the recent history of the region that are nothing less than bloody and disturbing. For the times that he lived through were some of the most momentous in the history of India's northeast, with fragmentation and gory, long-drawn feuds being a part of the chronicles of the times.
Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh is a bright, peppy song that narrates one such political and social struggle and its outcome. It is, at first listening, a love song performed by two male voices whose tenor and tone mark them out to be young men.
Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh, তোমার হাতর গিটার খনির হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজায় জুয়া, হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজায় জুয়া, হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজায় জুয়া, ও Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh.
Mona Lisa Lyngdoh, you who live in Shillong, keep playing hillbilly music on, the guitar in your hands. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, who is the Leonardo who fashioned you? How can you be possessed of such matchless beauty?
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, তোমার সৃজিলে কোন লিওনার্দোই কেনকে হলা তুমি ঈমান দুনিয়া, কেনকে হলা তুমি ঈমান দুনিয়া.
The lead singer is Shillongore Hazarika, Bhupen Hazarika's younger brother, a talented composer and singer in his own right. Shillongore Hazarika's voice adds a choral quality to the song that makes it, one would say, the voice of an entire generation of people who were displaced suddenly from the Khasi and Jaintia hills when it became Meghalya.
On the face of it, this is a love song, a song of separation, of young love sundered. It is in fact a song about an incident, a history that could actually have happened and frequently did happen in those times. Inter-community romances were not uncommon in the Shillong of those days. But these unions were not looked upon kindly by the elders of either side.
But when has youth followed the ways of the older generations? Often these were clandestine affairs, culminating only sometimes in a marriage. But there was a deliciousness to these love stories that perhaps came from the fact that this was a forbidden love.
Many of these relationships did come to an abrupt end when the capital suddenly shifted in 1972. There was heartbreak as well. It was not possible anymore for the boys of the plains to go up to Shillong frequently enough to nurture the romance. And for the girls, it was practically impossible to come down to the hot and dusty plains to pursue their love.
Do you remember those two cowherds on a soft, rain-soaked Sunday morning at Shillong Peak? And the melody of the charity flute they played? The images used in the poem are layered and were doubtless carefully chosen. The Sunday outing is so quintessentially Shillong that it immediately evokes a particular cultural custom. And can anything be more evocative of Meghalya, the abode of clouds, than the description of a misty, drizzly morning in Upper Shillong? And of course, the cowherds who play the charity, for traditionally, the charity is used during ceremonies of death. Therefore, even during the sweetest and most hopeful hour of their romance, there is the shadow of an end, a dying foretold in the melody they hear. Today, you are somewhere in Laban, and I, after the shifting of the capital, have become a Dispur man. My memories of you glow like the chrysanthemum's blush.
Monalisa Nongpoh ebar ahana Moyo jam chuti pale Nongpoh loi Mondim gitaror kure odur modur barati tua.
The upheaval and the trauma that led to the shifting of the capital too is condensed into a few matter-of-fact lines. Monalisa remains in Laban, that middle-class neighborhood of Shillong, where many Assamese people also lived, while the narrator has come to Dispur, to which place the new capital of divided Assam was shifted. Here too, a story is cocooned. For Laban, with its mixed population of Khasis, Bengalis and Assamese then, could perhaps be one of the few places in those turbulent times when an interracial love story like theirs could even happen and grow.
Mona Lisa, just once, come down to Nongpoh. And I too, when I get some leave, will go up there. And together, to the tune of the guitar, we will sing and give and take our hearts and gaze towards a sweet, not too distant dawn.
He will go up to that halfway point between Shillong and Guwahati, Nongpoh, that little town which was always a stopping point for travellers. This image of meeting each other halfway takes the entire lyric to the level of a symbol.
Two different peoples, living together uneasily for decades, are now separated. And yet, the singer says, is it not possible that the people can meet up again in some new dawn when there is a harmonious mingling? Not a song about loss and longing, but of hope and harmony.
Mona Lisa Nongpoh ebar.
On a Sunday morning in Guwahati, we meet up with Bhupen Hazarika's stage manager and guitarist for many years, Kamal Kataki. It is the last stanza of the song that he chooses to sing first. The yearning of these lines, the message they carry, is what he wishes to share with us.
Bhupenda was very, very fond of Shillong. When he was in MLA, undivided Assam, he was an MLA during 1967 to 72 or like that. Then our capital was in Shillong. And his first fiancée was also from Shillong. That's why probably he had a very soft corner for Shillong all the time. And after separation of Shillong from Assam by creating Dispur as the new capital of Assam, he was probably very hard at that time because geographically Shillong is no more with Assam. And Bhupenda was a very romantic person. This song looks like a romantic song, but it is not as romantic as we listen. There's a good message. We can meet in the midway whenever we get a chance to meet, then we'll maintain that healthy relationship. After a long time I am singing this song, after Bhupenda's demise. Shillongore, oh Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh, Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh.
Yet another Guwahati man singing an ode to the mysterious Mona Lisa of Shillong. It is in Shillong that we have an appointment with Padma Shri Dr. Helen Giri, a stalwart in the realm of arts and culture of Meghalya. She sums up the song succinctly.
One line of poetry, one line of song, one volume of history to write.
One line of poetry, one line of song, one volume of history to write. Beautiful.
So this is Mona Lisa Lyngdoh, one volume of history to write on the struggle, the political struggle.
An entire political history of a region, its turbulence, and its quest for an identity is encapsulated in the song. Beginning on a personal note, wondering in the age-old fashion of lovers everywhere at the matchless beauty of the beloved, the song tunnels into a phase of history that left upheaval, turmoil, and heartbreak in its wake. It is not a song of despair or displacement, however, but of reaching out and resolution.
Let us take you back to 1973, a year when the relationships between people of both states were marked by hurt and mistrust. Let us take you to faraway East Berlin, to the Berlin Festival of Political Songs, where Bhupen Hazarika warmly reached out to Helen Giri. The warmth of that day still resonating in her voice, Helen Giri recalls.
Two of us, my husband, Professor C. Kongwe, and myself, we were there to perform Khasi songs, and we were for the first time in the television. Because that time we never had the television and we never dreamed also of that. Then Bhupenda and Bhupen Hazarika, both of them saw us in the television. And then they came running to the place where we performed. And when both of them came running and then we hugged each other, we were so happy. So in spite of the political separation, we were too happy to be together. And then we had dinner together also that night. Since then, we have become very good friends through music only. In Delhi also we performed so many times. And I remember a song, We Are in the Same Boat, Brother. We may be politically divided, but we are in the same boat, brother. We have sung so many times on stage. So many times.
We're in the same boat, brother. 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 If you dip one into Ghana, rock the other is the same boat, brother. We're in the same boat, brother. We're in the same boat, brother.
Bhupen Hazarika's Mona Lisa remains a mystery, though hers is a lifelike presence that moves through the song and colors it from beginning to end. We know nothing of her except her name, her beauty, and the fact that she carries the guitar. What does she look like? What is her voice like? Does she sing to her guitar, or does she only play it? There's no mention of any of this. She, like the landscape that is evoked, and the land she comes from, is seen through the Assamese gaze. Bhupen Hazarika's wife, Monisha Hazarika has this to say about Mona Lisa.
Everybody asks who is Mona Lisa? But Mona Lisa is a symbol, not a real person. And though many have asked this question about her identity, Bhupenda hoped that there would be amity and goodwill again among the people of the new state of Meghalya and the divided Assam.
Yes, Bhupen Hazarika hoped that there would be amity and goodwill again, that his songs would help transcend boundaries. Kamal Kataki adds,
Bhupenda was a visionary. When he writes a song, he writes it for a lifetime. Because one song he wrote in the year 1960, Manhuhe Manhor Babe. Still it is very significant everywhere. When there is a chaos between people, we sing Manhuhe Manhor Babe.
Manuhe Manuhar Babe, Jodi he akonone bhabe, akoni sahanubhuti re, bhabi bakune nokoa, hamaniya Manuhe Manuhar Babe. যদি হে অকননে ভাবে অকনি সহানুভূতি রে ভাবিব কোনে নকোৱা সমনিয়া মানুহে মানুহৰ বাবে
If man doesn't think of man, who will, O friend? Manuhe Manohar Babe, a song that celebrates the humanity of man. One of the most popular songs of the last century, as declared by a BBC poll, composed in 1960 when Assam was rocked by the language riots.
Arun Sharma, veteran broadcaster and literature from Assam, adds,
I once asked Bhupenda, how come you were always ready with a song whenever there arises some political or social issues, crisis? But came his reply. See Arun, I have a master's degree in political and social science and a PhD in mass communication. So naturally, I have to be involved in political and social issues, and my songs are medium to communicate with the masses, to communicate to them the message of integration, the message of peace and brotherhood. He sang for every human being, every community of people, every caste, creed and sex, people of all ages, the poor, the rich, the illiterate, and the scholars and intellectuals. He sang for the region, for the nation, or for that matter, world at large. He wanted to transform the whole world in one single community, one humanity.
Monisha Hazarika has an interesting anecdote to share with us about how the song was written and set to music in Guwahati at a 2-storied house, which served as a temporary studio for HMV those days.
It's happened, the whole day, the musicians and my husband, Jayant Hazarika, they waited for Bhupenda, and Bhupenda came late in the evening at 8 o'clock and asked my husband, Jayant, that everything is ready, I think. Okay, we will go for recording. Then my husband shouted at him, you came just now and you were telling us that it's ready. It's not ready at all because you didn't give the song to us. Then Bhupenda, he was very humorous also. Okay, I'm going to write the song and you do a favor for me. You tuned it. Then my husband said, okay, give me the writing. And then Bhupenda, he sat down and he wrote 4 lines first. Then he gave it to Jayant Hazarika.
So there was Bhupen Hazarika on the ground floor, penning the lyrics and sending them 4 lines at a time upstairs to Jayant Hazarika, who was setting them to music.
Within 5 minutes, Jayant Hazarika, he also tuned the song, and both of them, they sat together and finished it within half an hour. The setting to music, yeah. Written then only, in that time only. Spontaneous, very spontaneous. So I think that Bhupenda's mind, that just 2-3 days back, it happened that some capitals came down from Shillong.
Mona Lisa's guitar brings an apt image of the musicality of the Khasis, whose beautiful singing is accompanied by the strumming of a guitar. And the words hillbilly music also show the Western cultural influences that shaped that town in the hills. Unlike the other place, Dispur, a dusty suburb of Guwahati.
The use of harmony in the song also reinforces the Western influence. For harmony is an alien concept in the traditional music of Assam. Jayanta Hazarika's voice has that tinge of melancholy, as always, in contrast to his elder brother's open, sonorous tonal quality. The whistling that precedes the actual song successfully evokes a particular atmosphere. J.P. Das, well-known singer, broadcaster and a close associate of Jayanta Hazarika, was asked to do the whistling.
There's a whistle in the beginning. Ranada Jayanta Hazarika told me, let us start it with a whistle, because this song is on Shillong and on a beautiful Shillong Khasi lady. So since you are born and brought up in Shillong, he told me to give us a whistle in the beginning. That whistle is there.
So this tune was yours or it was Jayanta's?
That whistle was composed by me.
You also sang some...
I sang the seconds, that hillbilly music bajai. Actually it is hillbilly music. When it is sung, it sounds like hillbilly. You can't sing hillbilly music, it's difficult. So
for the rhythm.
For the rhythm. Hillbilly music bajai. The word hillbilly is more musical than hillbilly. Hillbilly is a type of music, but hillbilly is a musical word.
March 2012, a memorial concert for Dr. Bhupen Hazarika in Shillong.
Bhupen এটা খুব জনপ্রিয় গীত এটো গাইছিলে শিলংক লৈ লিখা এই গীতটি গাব ওলাইছো আজি ভূপেন দাৰ এই অনুষ্ঠানত শিলংৰে মনালিসা লিংদো শিলংৰে মনালিসা লিংদো তোমাৰ হাতৰ গিটাৰ খনি হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা
Waves of applause greet the announcement of the song Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh by the maestro's brother Samar Hazarika.
O Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh Shillongore Monalisa Lyngdoh তোমার হাতৰ গিটাৰ খনি হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা
40 years after it was first sung, the song continues to pull the crowds. It was always a very popular song in the bihutolis and concert halls of this region. Dr. Helen Giri remembers.
It was very popular. My own sisters at home, we used to sing the song. And then so many young girls in Shillong, Khasi girls, we used to love to sing this song. The music of the Khasi hills and the music as composed for this song, they have been joined together joyfully. That is why many Khasi girls, they just love to go and hear Bhupenda sing in the State Central Library. I think Bhupen Hazarika, or Bhupenda as I used to call him, he has prepared the road towards integration in Northeast. He has done tremendously, tremendously. And he has clubbed together, he has joined these bridges, the hill music as well as the music from the plains together. And so we flow on and on. Monalisa Lyngdoh needs to play on and on and on.
বৰতা চেনে দুয়ো গৰখীয়া শৰতীৰ সুৰে সুৰে কিন কিন বৰষুণে ভিজা শিলং টিকট এই দেওবাৰে পুৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা তুমি আজি লাভানৰ কৰবা আৰু ৰাজধানী সলনিৰ পিছত আহি হলু এতিয়া দিছপুৰীয়া হলু এতিয়া দিছপুৰীয়া ক্ৰিচেণ্টিমাম যিমান ৰঙা মোৰ তোমাৰ সোঁৱৰণি সিমানে ৰঙা ক্ৰিচেণ্টিমাম যিমান ৰঙা মোৰ তোমাৰ সোঁৱৰণি সিমানে ৰঙা মনালিসা নংপুলে এবাৰ আহানা ময়ো যাম ছুটি পালে নংপুলৈ মন দিম গীতাৰৰ সুৰে সুৰে অধুৰ মধুৰ কোনোবা ৰাতিপুৱা শিলঙৰে মনালিসা লিংদো শিলঙৰে মনালিসা লিংদো তোমাৰ হাতৰ গীতাৰ খনিত হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা হিলিবিলি মিউজিক বজাই যোৱা